Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ-Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Eskow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody can be in the house today. Man, after the show we had yesterday, oh my God, I can imagine what we're going to get to today. But before we get to the show, let's get all the particulars out of the way. Of course, I am the host, Jeff Ascow. I'll bring in the co-host in just a minute. We do this show every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
There's that co-host, Sean Mann, the update man. Hey, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Follow us over there on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. You want to get in touch with the show, give us a holler at 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. Now, with all the particulars out the way, hey, there's our co-host, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, September 9th, 2014, 6:05 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:05 p.m. on the West. Right now, the weather is very, very cool right now. We're talking about 73, 74 degrees right now in our area. Doing well in general. How are you, Jeff, and how is your day going? And how's the weather out there?
Weather out here? Well, let me ask you a question. When did I turn the air conditioner off?
Few seconds ago.
Oh, there's your answer.
That means
freaking
it's hot and
man.
sunny in sunny San Diego.
Well, it's sunny San Diego. What else is supposed to be out here?
To all our people, hello, Encyclopedia Man. Hello, Dr. Myth. And hey, Adrian, good to see you there, buddy. Thanks for always coming out to the show. You're always welcome, bud.
Yeah, welcome, buddy. Welcome to the show, pal. Dr. Myth, freaking everybody's hanging out. Josh, he's here with us, right?
Yep.
Where's
here we go
Adrian's in the
again
house.
with if
Hey,
you're ready to go.
Adrian missed yesterday's show. Shame on you, Adrian. Shame.
He's probably thinking about the Ravens, though, right
For
there, Adrian. Don't worry,
shame.
you'll get back next week. It's a long season, buddy.
For shame, for shame, for shame. You should be listening to the show.
All right, our first story we get to, and this is related, Adrian, to your Baltimore Ravens, as you all know about Ray Rice. Stephen A. Smith, he came out today, said if the NFL can welcome back Michael Vick, Ray Rice could return too. Stephen A. Smith joined Sean Hannity tonight to talk about Ray Rice and the question of whether he can ever make a comeback in the NFL. And honestly, Smith said, if Michael Vick returned to the NFL after a dogfighting scandal nearly tanked his career, there's hope for Ray Rice too. What's your thoughts?
Bull donkeys.
So you're disagreeing with what Stephen A. Smith is saying.
You're
You're saying that there's no way that Ray Rice will make a return to the NFL.
You're telling me
Yeah.
You're telling me that he's comparing Ray Rice to Michael Vick?
I think from reading this story that the Encyclopedia Man sent me, he's probably saying you can compare Ray Rice to Michael Vick and say there's hope that Ray Rice should be in the NFL. And this is coming from Stephen A. Smith, not Skip Bayless.
I you know what? I disagree with Stephen A. Smith wholeheartedly. What Ray Rice did is 100 times worse than what Michael Vick did. Don't you think so?
Yep.
And Ray Rice is suspended from the NFL indefinitely right now. He has to actually get reinstated into the NFL. Who knows if that's going to take so long?
Let's see. Dr. Myth goes, no puns or racism intended, but Ray Rice should be blackballed from professional football. That is a good statement there.
Well, what team is going to put him on the roster?
Exactly. That's a good question, Jeff. What are the takers out there? Adrian, got to disagree with you, bud. I hope he can come back. That's right. If Michael Vick comes back, Ray should be able to as well. But look at what he did. He got busted. He got released. He got terminated from the Ravens. Who are going to be the teams out there that could get him? I even mentioned on yesterday's show that Ray Rice has two possibilities, slim possibilities, to going back to the NFL, Jeff. You can look at the Dallas Cowboys for one, because Jerry Jones has always had to deal with other troublemakers, or maybe the Oakland Raiders. Those are two slim possibilities.
He's not going anywhere. There's no teams that are going to pick him up.
Encyclopedia Man, if Ray Rice should be banned, everybody that done the same thing, especially Greg Hardy and the McDonald from the 49ers, they should suffer the same consequences. I relate it to the Donald Sterling, where he has the one that got caught, but all the other racist owners get a pass. It goes hand in hand.
He's not going to get a pass. You really think he deserves a pass after what after that video's come out? Come on, really?
I don't think so. Nobody really wants him after what he's done. And that's the thing. Adrian and Browning, Encyclopedia Man, and Myth. I have to ask you guys too. Where do you think he could go for an NFL team? Will he ever be reinstated in the NFL? I don't think so. After all the evidence that has come out.
There's no way. There's no way in hell that there's going to be a team that's going to pick him up, even if he gets reinstated in the NFL, which I don't think it's not going to happen this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Sean Hannity last night, actually tonight, he brought up the NFL's recent outreach to women and wondered if their fairly successful efforts would dry up if they ever decide to bring Rice back. Smith made it clear that in no way will Rice be allowed back in the current season because he's just that, quote, nuclear, but didn't rule out a future return.
Come on. I don't think so.
Encyclopedia Man, he gets the consequences, but the other players that get arrested for it still gets to play. That's not right, Jeff. That's what Josh says.
It's not right. You know? It's not right. Not right at all.
Another story we get to, and I know we'll try not to talk too much because I know Frank's going to have some perspective on this.
We got the big wind in
NFL
today,
repeated Tuesday that authorities did not make available the video of Ray Rice assaulting his future wife in a hotel elevator at an Atlantic City casino last winter.
Right.
Do you think Roger Goodell should be blamed for this about this whole thing with the video in the NFL? And that's what they're saying last night, Jeff, during halftime of the games, saying that it's the NFL's fault and Roger Goodell. What do you think?
I think the same thing. And personally, there was a letter that came out from the NFL saying that yesterday was the first time that they got to see the video that was inside the elevator. I personally don't believe that. And if that's find out true that they saw that video beforehand and they only suspended him for 2 games, Roger Goodell's got a major problem.
He's got a major problem. Then everybody will be wondering, should Roger Goodell be canned and fired as NFL commissioner? Sources connected with the Revel Hotel and Casino told TMZ that no one from the NFL asked the Sense Close Casino for the video of the couple in the elevator from the February 15th incident. Instead, the league apparently relied on previous release video that showed Rice dragging his then fiancée from the elevator before determining that Rice would serve a 2-game suspension.
Well, he's serving more than that now.
Yeah, now it's
right? Serving more than that.
Serving more with that, too. And I'll just wait for Frank. Oh, by the way, I want to just say real quickly, a shout-out, Adrian, buddy. I want to wish you a happy birthday today.
Today's Adrian's birthday?
Yep.
Really?
Happy birthday,
Happy
bud. Have a
birthday, Adrian. How old is he today? 17?
know.
17? 18?
How old are you there, Adrian?
17, 18 years old? How old is he? Adrian's birthday today. Holy cannoli, Batman. Makes me feel old with these young kids listening to us. Can you believe that? Got these young freaking kids listening to us. Makes me feel old.
Another story that I'll get to real quickly and talk more about before our commercial break here, Jeff. The 32 player representatives to the union could vote Tuesday on changes to the NFL's drug policy that potentially could implement HGH testing. What do you think?
They have to do something, don't they?
They have to figure out a resolution or something to handle the HGH.
They have to do something, don't they? I'm sure that they'll figure it out and the players will agree because I don't think the players want HGH in there either, do they?
I don't think so.
So I'm pretty sure that the players will pretty much, agree to this that's going on because they want the players themselves want the players to be clean and everybody on a same wavelength. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Makes sense, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to run to a quick break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, giving you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. I can guarantee it to you every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself.
Wow, you took that right, went with it. The same exact freaking way. I like that. What do you got for me next there, buddy boy?
Okay, yes, Browning, I heard about your Philadelphia Eagles. How come you weren't here yesterday?
Browning,
or were you here?
Yeah, who knows?
Sorry, Sean.
He's
but
just,
it need to be said.
He's just trying to rub it in.
Yeah.
And Sean, I have to say something to you. Thank you for not starting the show off with the debacle of both games last night.
I'm saving that for second hour, buddy, when we get the big wind in here.
You son of a bitch.
I want
gotta
to
listen.
talk a little
Sure,
bit more,
you're gonna
Jeff,
make me
about
listen
it.
to.
You're saying with HGH something should be done for the NFL.
Yeah, it has to.
Here's a question for you all. Okay, what should the NFL do with HGH? How can we handle this? That's the big question when I read this story, when Encyclopedia Man sent it to me today.
What did the story say?
It says that the NFL union could vote Tuesday on changes for the HGH. HGH testing was agreed upon in the 2011 collective bargaining agreement that ended the lockout of the players. But the union has been uncomfortable with the science and procedures of the testing, as well as how appeals would be handled. The league did agree to an appeal process several years ago. How about this thing, Jeff? In marijuana testing, the union feels the league's threshold for a positive test of 15 nanograms per milliliter is too demanding, citing the IOC's threshold of 150 nanograms, 10 times as high. So they've had a lot of changes with the HGH. My question is, what would you all do with it? Would you vote on major changes with it, Jeff, with HGH? Or here's what Encyclopedia Man. Heck, they want to ban every player now. If someone gets a DUI, he's out for the year. If someone gets a domestic abuse case, he's done in general. How about that? Sorry for the caps.
No,
LOL.
I understand. Everything's getting a little carried away as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're starting to get a little freaking, a little too politically correct on everything now, and it's starting to drive me nuts.
Well, Roger Goodell doesn't want to put up with it. He wants to kind of feel like, you know what, I didn't do a very good job with Ray Rice at the beginning, and now I finally do. I get off my keister and do something about it. Now we're seeing other players getting busted, and now this big decision with HGH is another major decision. They took a stand on it, as I pointed out, in 2011.
Yeah, you know what? For me, I don't know if Roger Goodell would have taken this stand if any of this happened. That's the problem. Right. In a nutshell, right there. If this never happened, would Roger Goodell even be doing this? I doubt it.
Here's the question, everybody. How do you think Paul Tagliabue would handle it if he was still NFL commissioner today? He was the last one before Goodell.
I think he would handle it a lot different.
Well, let's see. Adrian says they're going way too far with this Ray Rice incident. They need to give him a second chance like the... Nah, Adrian, I'm sorry, but I got to disagree with you. Okay, he did something worse than Michael Vick. I don't see any way how he's going to get back in the NFL. Michael Vick, it was different. He was abusing dogs for the dog fighting. And then Encyclopedia Man says this, Jeff, the media and NFL should impeach everybody with their PC stuff. So many people do worse things than Ray Rice, but because he got caught, they act like he killed someone. I'm tired of the media being hypocrites for the sake of Ray. Yeah, that's exactly a good point, Encyclopedia Man. That's exactly why I have to shut the television off, because the media blows this whole thing way, way, way out of proportion.
Way out of proportion. I would be shocked if he gets a second chance. I would be shocked. He might be out of the league for a while before he gets that second chance. You know what I mean? He probably will get a second chance, but he might be out of the league for a while before he gets that second chance.
I understand what Adrian is getting at, saying, look, okay, just because Michael Vick did something with dogfighting, it's like, I can understand what you're saying, buddy, what you're coming with about how that with Vick, he got another chance to go back into the NFL, but this is going to be interesting to see what happens with Ray Rice, because this was domestic violence. This was assault on his then fiance. And of course, they both did speak today on the media, and of course, talked about how they want to they want the media to respect their privacy. We apologize for everything we've done. I can understand that point. Major League Baseball, we'll move to the next one so we can kind of get away from this until we bring Frank in the second hour. The Baltimore Orioles are 17 years away. It's been 17 years since the Baltimore Orioles last time they clinched the American League East. They beat the sloppy Boston Red Sox last night, and Jeff, I know you always think of me when the Sox lose a game.
Well, I didn't see the game last night. You believe it or not, I actually watched both football games last night. It was kind of freaking bugging the hell out of me.
Yeah, in Major League Baseball, as you all know, the Orioles are going to run away with this American League East. And Jeff, I know at the beginning of the year for the MLB picks, you had the Rays, but you're probably like saying, no big deal. As long as it's not the Red Sox or Yankees in the AL East, I can be happy with Baltimore Orioles.
Mm-hmm. You bet. I could be happy with the Baltimore Orioles for sure.
And what do you think of the job Buck Showalter has done?
What do you think? Great job. I love the Baltimore Orioles, man. I'm high. You know me. I've been high on the Baltimore Orioles all season long. You know that.
If you look at that Orioles team and why you ask why they're so good, they got Chris Davis. One of the other big moves they got was Nelson Cruz, which was another big addition when Dan Duquette went out there and made the move to bring him in.
Right. No, I thought that was a great move. He's done a fantastic job with the Baltimore Orioles. Fantastic job with them. You know? Really good job.
You know what, Encyclopedia Man? We were Skyping about an hour ago or something, Jeff. We were talking baseball. We've been talking about how great the Orioles and Angels have been. Perhaps we have an ALCS matchup where it could be Baltimore and LA Angels of Anaheim. I think it's possible.
I would like that. That wouldn't bother me one bit. That one stinking bit would that bother me.
O's haven't been to the playoffs, of course, since in 2012. The Angels have not been in the playoffs since 2009 ALCS.
Really?
That's right.
Wow. How about the Royals?
Royals, they're another good team, too. So I'm thinking, Jeff, this is what you want, and this is what you're hoping. We got new teams in the American League.
Yes, we do.
Teams.
I love that. You know I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's got to be. Right?
Yeah, and I was talking with Joshy, of course, with the Boston, New York not making the playoffs, but there are also a couple other teams who have been to the playoffs quite a bit that may not make it. The Oakland Athletics are starting to falter. What's happened with them?
Yeah, the A's are starting to fall down. They're starting to go down.
Oakland A's are. Detroit has, kind of faltered a little bit. They're right there with the Royals in that American League Central, but
hell yeah. What a way to start. Hey, you know something?
What?
I'm looking at our fantasy football pick'em league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in dead last.
Yep.
How about that? Ain't that great? I got no place to go but up. I'm giving you guys all a week head start of me, okay? I'm coming from dead last, and I'm just going to freaking wipe all you bitches right out now, okay? I'm just telling you. I'm coming from dead last place now. I gave you all you guys fair enough head start. Adrian, you better watch out. I'm coming for you, Mr. Adrian. You're my first one I'm coming for. How about that? Me and Gary are dead last. How beautiful is that? Okay, kids, I'm coming from dead last place, and by the end of the season, I'm going to be the winner.
Other Major League Baseball news, Jeff. How about if anybody's got Clayton Kershaw on your fantasy team, you have got to be very lucky to have him. Clayton Kershaw breezes to his 18th win. He's like what you'd have to say, another Sandy Koufax? That would make perfect sense. Kershaw is 15-1, Jeff. He's got a 1.20 ERA and 6 complete games in his last 18 starts. Jeff, what do you think of the way Clayton Kershaw has been pitching for the Dodgers?
He's been pitching great. He pitched against the Padres last night. That was a debacle for the Padres.
In 1963, the Dodgers won the World Series that year to sweep the Yankees 4-0. Sandy Koufax, he got the Cy Young Award, and then of course I believe he got the Rookie of the Year, and along with the World Series championship in 1963. Sandy Koufax. So now you got Clayton Kershaw, who's probably thinking in L.A. Probably they're saying maybe Kershaw is another Sandy Koufax or another Don Drysdale.
Maybe. Maybe. You never know.
And Adrian says, Jeff, me, Josh, and Frank already got this Pick'em League in our control.
Oh,
LOL.
Shut the hell up, all of you. I'm just giving you guys a head start. I'm making it fair for you guys. So when I end up winning the league, you won't bitch and moan because I can say, hey, I came from last place. I gave you guys a chance. I came from last place to win, so I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear it. All I got to, listen, there's 16 weeks, right?
Yep.
Okay,
17.
all I got to be is above week 13 by the time that next week starts, and all I got to do is move a week up every week, and I'll be in first place by the end of the season.
Oh, look at Josh. He goes, expletive. We'll see, Jeff. We'll see who will be in first place and who will be gaining points and moving up
We'll
in the
see.
standings.
We will see, buddy. You're damn Skippy, we'll see. I'm giving you guys a chance. Okay? I do this every year through the first week. I blow the first week, and then I just come up and I take everybody out. It piss Sean off every single year.
Adrian goes, Jeff, you must be planning on coming in second because I'm finishing this season in first.
That's what you think there, Dr. Love. And you're only 16 years old. You're lucky I allow you in this stuff there, Junior Orbzine.
We've reached the bottom of the hour. We have to run to commercial break, and we'll have more of this talk about our pro football pick'em after this.
You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Man on
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Man, bringing you sports talk radio like you've never heard it before on SportsWorldRadio.com. Come check us out each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you happen to live in the Central...
Would you happen to figure it out for yourself?
I don't know if they can or if they can't, man. I don't live in the Central no more.
33 minutes past the hour. Adrian goes, I was looking through the live section and listened to it one time, and I'm hooked. LOL. I love the show. He says, it's a great show. I don't listen to any other but this one.
Listen, you little 16-year-old minor wannabe over there. You like the show so much as we haven't ripped on you because we've been kind of gentle because, you know, you're new. Well, guess what? It's your turn because you're in first place. Listen, you 16-year-old little man. You're lucky I allow you to be listening to this show because this show is for 18 and over. Because we say some things here that shouldn't be heard by a 16-year-old child. And you're lucky I allow you in the pro league. So if I was you, I'd sit there and shut up. Right, Sean? What is he saying? I'm not in the chat room.
Let's see. He hasn't said anything. I have to figure out to not be the Cowboys out of our league, Jeff. That's what Encyclopedia Man says.
I'm not going to be the Cowboys of our league. I am going to be the the New York Giants of the league. No, I can't even say that because they played like crap last night. I'm going to be the New Orleans Saints of the league.
LOL, Jeff. That's what Adrian says.
That's what I'm going to be, the New Orleans Saints of the league. I lost bad in the first game. Well, not bad, but in the first round. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to win and win and win and win and win and win and just piss all you people off. Watch. Just watch. Just watch when it happens.
NFL news again. Top pick Clowney is out 4 to 6 weeks for the Houston Texans after knee surgery. And how big a loss is that for Houston, Jeff?
That's a big loss for them, huh? First round out 4 to 6 weeks. That kind of stinks. But they still got J.J. Watt, so, hey, come on. All that, hype and everything, and now the guy plays in one game and boom, done. That kind of stinks.
It stinks when you start your season, then you realize, boom, all of a sudden you got a player who gets hurt, and now he's going to be watching the NFL games from on the bench and on the sideline for a while until he comes back.
Exactly, which kind of sucks.
Better be careful, Adrian. If you're going to, don't be talking too much. I'm going to dominate you all in the league. Oh, jeez.
I love it when I love it when little boys talk like that. Because that's the major mistake they make is they talk like that and then they can't back it up.
Yeah, look at Browning. I had a total of 10 points last week. Oh, goody for you. You're happy because your Eagles won.
Okay, here's how the pick'em looks. Okay, ranked number 1 is the 16-year-old young fella Adrian Doman. Number 2 is Pick'em Like the Wind, which is our good friend the Big Wind, who's coming in the second hour of the show today, Frank Sprankle. Encyclopedia Man is number 3. Andrew is number 4, Rat Bastard 88. Dez Dispenser is number 5, which I believe is Kenny's cousin. Renegade is number 6. Stoner Bob is number 7. Attitude Adjusters is number 8. Kenny's Pick'em is number 9. The returning champion Ebo is 10. Deathman, which I believe is Geo, is number 11. Schmedley is 12. The Great Ape, who I don't know who it is. I don't know who the Great Ape is. Indy Hawks, I believe, is Scott. He's been on the show. Mustang Dan is a friend of mine. Speed Nikki 22 is Mustang Dan's wife. The GF6 show is Wes. The One Armed Bandits, which is Gary. And SportsWorldRadio, which is me. I'm last place.
Jeff's like saying, I only gained 6 points this weekend. I'm in last place, but
I'm giving all of you guys a head start. The only one I really, there's only 2 people I really care about. Really. And that's Gary One Arm and Wes, GF6 show. Really. And I'm right behind them. Okay?
It's amazing Wes doesn't even show up after his Steelers actually won a football game.
You want to know something? He's not here because he's ashamed of all the picks that he's way down there with the picks. That's what he's ashamed of. Hey, guess what, dude? I'm in last place, and I'm here.
I'm here, even though I gained 8. Oh, Frank! Welcome, buddy. Here he is, Frank Sprankle.
The big wind is in the house. Frank Sprankle, the big wind, and Pick'em Like the Wind in our fantasy football NFL football Pick'em League is in number 2, second place.
Frank, we were talking about our NFL Pro Football Pick'em. We were talking also, Frank, about Clowney for the Houston Texans. be out 4 to 6 weeks. He was the number 1 overall pick. I got to ask you, Frank, what's your thoughts about that? And we've also been talking about Ray Rice, but we'll save that for you in the second hour to get your thoughts about that.
You know you're going to ask him again when he comes on the show.
Yeah, he'll have his perspective about that.
So why are you asking him in the chat room?
Well, you know he likes to be opinionated. You know how Frank is. We
Look
got to
at
hear his
Dr.
opinions
Myth.
in the chat room and then voice it and stuff, too.
Look at Dr. Myth. Look at Dr. Myth. He goes, the amateur got to the show. Frank Sprinkle, the John Cena of Sports World Radio.
In Major League Baseball, another story that's making headlines. Wes, your Pittsburgh Pirates have been doing pretty well. They beat the Philadelphia Phillies 6-4. Everybody was saying, can the Pirates make some kind of a miraculous miracle and get into the postseason?
Get into the postseason?
Yeah.
No.
Well, look at the schedule for the Pirates. They're at the Phillies. They play 2 games against the Chicago Cubs, your favorite team, Frank. And then they host the Miami Marlins, the M&Ms, and the Cincinnati Reds. You know if the Pirates make the playoffs.
I know. I'm never going to hear it from that son of a bitch.
We'll never hear the end of it from Wes.
I know.
Wes will be like, Pirates are in the playoffs.
I'm sorry. I'm shocked he hasn't started tagging me on Facebook.
What is the We Are family about the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Because if I'm right, and I normally am, Pirates are 4.5 out of the Central behind St. Louis, correct?
Yeah.
Right, so I don't think they're going to win the Central with St. Louis. I don't think they got a shot at that at all, to tell you the truth. And right now, they have the second wild card.
That's right, and that's what they were talking about on MLB Network, is that the Pirates have kind of been on a bit of a roll. But the question is, can they
hold on to it?
Yeah, can they hold on to it? Can they get in?
I don't know. Atlanta and Milwaukee are a game and a half out in the wild card, behind Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm going to be
say.
See, it's the second wild card bull crap that saved Pittsburgh last year, and it's going to save them again this year. That's the only way Pittsburgh can make the freaking playoffs. That's why they put it in.
That's why you got it. Bud Selig has a lot to do with it.
Bitch. It's the only way they can't win the division. So, you know what? For the teams who can't win the division, let's add another wild card, and maybe they can win that. That's the only way Pittsburgh gets in. That's not fair.
Adrian, you're funny, buddy. If the Pirates make the playoffs, I'll be done with baseball.
Put the divisions back to freaking 4. You take the winner from each division, go play your playoffs. Screw the wild card games totally.
I know, Jeff, maybe the next commissioner who replaces Bud Selig in January can get rid of that rule, then we won't have to worry about it.
He ain't going to do it. That's ridiculous. This is ridiculous, man. That's the only way the Pittsburgh Pirates can get in is by snagging the second wild card.
And I haven't heard one peep from Wes. I would be thinking, hey, Wes.
Because he knows they don't belong in the what? He knows they don't belong in the playoffs. He knows it.
Yeah, he loves it, and he's realizing the Pirates have a chance to make the playoffs, so I can stick it in all of your faces.
Hey, Frank, you can take your one-game playoff and shove it where the sun don't shine.
Frank goes, life ain't fair. It's a one-game playoff rules. That's what Frank says to Jeff.
Take your one game. Here, Frank. Here, watch this. Hey, Frank, bend over, shut up, and take the one game and shove it where the sun don't shine. Okay?
Frank then says this: wild card winners should not have to advance to an LDS round like that. Go out and earn it, Jeff.
Thank you, Adrian. Adrian agrees with me. He says, Jeff, I have to go with you. Pirates do not belong in the playoffs. They belong in last place.
Oh, gee.
Thanks, Adrian. Okay, you're allowed to stay for another day. There's no way.
It ended 21 years of misery.
There's no way. Come on, you're wrong, Frank. Yeah, I met your friends at Salt and Battery. What's their nickname? Ray Rice? Oh, too early for the joke? Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I met your friends at Salt and Battery. His name is Ray Rice. Too early? Okay, you know what? On that too early of a joke, we're going to run to our first update of the day. This update is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. Football season is here. Baseball season is ending. NBA season is coming. NHL season is coming. You a hockey fan? You a baseball fan? Basketball fan? You a football team? Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get your favorite team's t-shirt today. All you got to do is just put your cursor over the sports tab and hit any league you want and get your t-shirt today at ShirtShopper.net. That's right. Get your sports t-shirt today at ShirtShopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, September 9th, 2014. 45 minutes past the hour. It's 6:45 East, 3:45 West. Here we go. NFL. Last night, the finals. The Lions over the Giants, 35-14. And the Cardinals come back from 11 points down to defeat the San Diego Chargers, 18-17. That concludes Week 1. Week 2 of the NFL will start on Thursday night. And Jeff, Frank, everybody will be going over the Thursday night game for Week 2. The only game until we get to the full slate of games for Sunday. And by the way, that game for on Thursday night just happens to be not on the NFL Network. First time this season, it'll be on CBS. The MLB, here's what we got. Games going on for tonight. National League, the Braves taking on the Nationals, trying to stay with the Pirates, who are now leading the wild card. The Pirates taking on the Phillies tonight. Cardinals at the Reds. Rockies at the Mets. Marlins at the Brewers. Padres taking on the Dodgers. And the Diamondbacks at the Giants. We move to the American League. You got the Twins taking on the Indians tonight. The Indians, of course, are battling it out with a number of teams for that second American League wild card. They are sitting 4.5 games behind the Seattle Mariners for that second wild card spot. The Rays taking on a Yankee team, which is 6 games, 5.5 games behind Seattle for the second wild card. Cubs taking on the Blue Jays, interleague play. The Blue Jays, of course, not far behind either. Big matchup in the American League Central. It'll be the Royals taking on the Detroit Tigers tonight. As you all know, yesterday the Tigers prevailed in the afternoon game, 9-5 against the Royals. Orioles against the Red Sox. The Orioles' magic number getting there for them to clinch the American League East since 1997. The Angels at the Rangers. Athletics, who have really stumbled the last couple weeks and have struggled. They're taking on the White Sox. They lead the number 1 wild card, but not by much. And the Astros taking on the Mariners, who are right on the Oakland A's tail for that number 1 wild card. They're leading the number 2 wild card. This concludes the update for Sports World Radio. When we come back from our commercial break, we're going to have more sports talk. We also got Frank Sprinkle coming in. This update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. With the NFL season starting, go out and get your best shirt from ShirtShopper.net with your favorite NFL team. Back after the commercial.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hour of sports talk every single day, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. in the West. If you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself. I'm trying to beat Frank and Encyclopedia Man and all you squirts on the Central Coast.
Yeah, well, you got a lot to say before all they have to do is say 5 o'clock. You know?
And in the chat room during break, guess what was happening? Everybody's talking about NASCAR in there. Jeff, your thoughts about NASCAR and soccer? And I said, if I want to watch soccer and NASCAR, I can turn it on and it can put me to sleep, and I can wake up and go, "Oh, who won?" I was taking a nap.
That's what I was doing the other day. I wanted to take a nap. I was feeling kind of tired. I put freaking NASCAR on. I was sleeping 5 minutes later. Out like light.
Well, myth goes, LOL, Adrian. They could go 200 miles per hour, 800 miles per hour. Boring is boring. Speed does not mean a quality or entertaining product.
They don't even know how to make a right-hand turn, those yokel locals. Okay? All they do is go round and round and round and round. Big freaking deal. I could do that. Okay? Big freaking deal. NASCAR, get the hell out of here. Soccer. Yeah, that's fun to watch, too.
Oh, yeah, just kick a ball. You know how tired I was with watching the World Cup of Soccer? Jeff and I did shows throughout the summer, and we saw nothing but soccer on ESPN. Boy, it sure made me tired.
I got disgusted. You know, soccer's another good thing. If you want to take a nap too, you can put that on.
You don't mind watching golf, Jeff, because you like that.
Well, I'm a teacher of it, so yeah, I don't mind watching that. But believe it or not, I do fall asleep to some golf too.
Adrian asked you, Jeff, have you ever heard of Rex? It makes it exciting.
Yeah, it makes it. Who cares? I would rather watch a rerun of Kojak than watch than watch NASCAR. Okay? And Adrian, I know that you've never probably even heard of Kojak, but that's way before your time, even way before Sean's time. Okay.
NASCAR all around the track. What a bunch of crap. Oh, yeah, just watch the cars going around
I
the track.
would rather watch.
Yeah.
I would rather watch the WNBA than NASCAR.
Well, you're the basketball fan, and it's getting to be your exciting time of year with the NBA next month and NCAA college basketball in late October.
I would rather pretty much almost do anything than watch NASCAR and college football. and soccer.
Well, Frank, what do you mean? Some of the most boring of all sporting events, you're going to say the All-Star games? What about the NBA All-Star? They have the three-point shootout and the dunk contest.
No
And
defense.
And then with MLB, of course, they have the home run derby. So they
No-
try to keep entertaining for the fans.
No defense.
The next story we get to, the Atlanta Hawks. Two prominent African Americans associated with the NBA have come forward to offer support to Atlanta Hawks general manager Danny Ferry in the wake of comments that have come to the light this week. Ferry has been disciplined by the Hawks after making racially insensitive statements about then free agent Luol Deng during a meeting with team owners in June. Remember, you
Luol
read it
Deng.
yesterday, Jeff, and it's getting uglier down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's going to be the next one to be fired there. Yeah, college football is great. West Virginia won 50-0. Yeah, that's exciting. That is not exciting. That's boring.
Exactly, Jeff. It's Adrian, I don't really care about college football.
That's why we don't talk about it on the show because we don't like it. We don't like. The only time we allow college football talk on the show really is when Nick is on the show.
And Frank says, "Hey Jeff, I prefer college football over college basketball." Frank Sprinkle.
Hey Frank Sprinkle, I prefer college golf over college football. Hey Frank Sprinkle, I prefer watching a wiffle ball game over college football. Hey Frank Sprinkle, I would rather watch a badminton game than football, college football. Okay? I would rather watch volleyball than college football, okay?
And here we are talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and all of them are talking about college football. And Adrian, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Frank, you're asking me who Alabama played on Saturday? I have no idea.
I really don't care.
And
I do
frankly,
know that they won, but how I could care less about stinking college football.
Is that? And frankly, Frank, I could give two hoots. I don't care.
Adrian, watch your mouth. Golf sucks. Who wants to watch someone stand in the field hitting a ball with a stick?
Hey, Adrian, you better be careful there. I'll ban you for the rest of the day.
Careful, Adrian. Jeff is a golf instructor. He'll kick you out.
That's right.
I play golf, too. I enjoy doing it. I've watched golf before. I enjoy the Masters and the U.S. Open. Two of the biggest golfing events of the year.
Frank, I would rather watch women's football than college football. I agree with you, Dr. Miss. I would rather watch the Lingerie Bowl than freaking watch college football. Frankie. How about that, you rat bastard? We got to get him all riled up. So when he comes in here, he's yelling and screaming. So he's really the big wind. He'll be the big bag of wind that he is. You know?
I'd rather watch a 3-hour Raw with divas instead of college football. Tachi, that's a good one. That's why we don't really care. That's why I go out shopping. Every time I see a game, I said, I'm out of here. Because it's all boring, and I can just sit there and be like, oh, this is boring stuff.
Boring stuff.
Frank says, Jeff, do I get theme music?
Frank, you're going to get nothing in a minute. Not even a phone call to join us if you keep this up.
Adrian goes, better be careful, Adrian. You'll get kicked out a little bit. What's so great about golf? LOL, what's the point?
The point is to put the ball in the hole from a long distance and at least as many strokes as possible. That's the point.
And the point is that you have a tee where you're teeing off. Put the tee right there, put the ball on it, and boom, smack it.
And golfers make ton of money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the worst professional golfer makes more money than the worst professional NBA player or the worst professional baseball player or NFL player? You know that, right? And you're only 16 years old. Go play golf. Don't go into football or baseball. You'll get hurt. Go to golf. You'll have a really long career. You'll be able to play golf until you're 50 or 60. Football is only a window of 5 years. A bunch of yokel locals.
Other stories we get before we bring Frank in. Today, Skip Bayless said the Cowboys' D, which is supposed to be historically awful, played far, far better than I expected. Skip Bayless.
No, they didn't. Skip Bayless said the Dallas D played good? What game was he watching?
Skip Bayless saying, my Cowboys defense played good. Oh, yeah, it was really good when I came home and saw it was 28-3.
What game was he watching? Sure as
he
hell
must have been
wasn't.
in fantasy land or something.
Sure as hell wasn't watching that game.
That's why Cowboy fans are all upset.
Sure wasn't watching that game, I'll tell you that.
There's a Skip Bayless mention.
I hate Skip Bayless.
Jeff would not even allow Skip Bayless on the show if he said, hey, Mr. Eskow, my name's Skip Bayless. Can I come on your show and debate you?
Yes. Actually, yes, so I could put you in your place.
And then he'll just hang up on you. And on that note, we got to get Frank Sprankle here. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and now the one and only from the windy city of Chicago, the Big Wind, Frank Sprankle. What's going on, buddy?
You know, saying that I'm from the city of Chicago, that already qualifies me as being straight tough.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Not really.
Dude,
Welcome
you wouldn't know how
here.
Not really.
Welcome,
Dude,
Frank Sprankle, for the
Do
second
you want me
hour.
to? Do you want me in a dark alley at night? Seriously, do you want me in a dark alley past midnight?
You don't want to meet me in a dark alley past midnight.
You don't want to meet me in a dark alley past midnight, punk.
You don't want to meet me in a dark alley after midnight, Junior. I'm just
Welcome,
telling you right
everybody, and welcome, Frank Sprankle to Sports World Radio. Frank, the Chicago Bears, we were talking on commercial break, lost a heartbreaker in overtime. There's got to be some frustration in Chicago right
Frank's
now. How
fault
could
they
you
lost.
lose to the Buffalo Bills? I just
Plenty
couldn't
of
believe
frustration. Well, what have the Buffalo Bills done in past years? And I'm not talking about what did they do during the decade of the 90s. I am talking about what they have done recently. The Buffalo Bills have been a mediocre team, and you let the Bills come in to Soldier Field and steamroll your defense. Completely unacceptable. And then you know what? I was watching the late games after that. You only had two of them. You had the 49ers and the Cowboys at the big phone booth that Jerry Jones isn't all praises about. Well, guess what? After what I saw against the Cowboys on the part of the 49ers, how can the Bears possibly win come Sunday night? How?
We'll have to see what ends up happening for the Bears on Sunday night.
Who do they play?
That's what's going to happen.
Who do they play Sunday night?
49ers. They're opening up officially the new stadium, the new Levy Jean Stadium.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, God is right.
I can't wait until we talk about the pick for that one when Chicago heads to San Francisco. The Bears losing a heartbreaker in overtime, taking on a 49ers team that just flattened the Dallas Cowboys. And that was the game Jeff and I really watched there, Frank, was we watched San Francisco at Dallas, and there was complete anger from Dallas Cowboy fans, too. They're not happy. Skip Bayless today coming out saying, I thought Dallas Cowboys' defense was very, very impressive and the best I saw so far this season. Coming from a guy who believes that Dallas will be the team to represent the NFC and also go to the NFC Championship game. And win
wait. Who said that the Cowboys were going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl? Who said the Cowboys are going to be going to Glendale? Who?
You got to know that Skip Bayless is wanting that to happen. You got to remember, a couple weeks ago, Skip Bayless said, Jeff remembers it, Cowboys,
what did Skip Bayless do? That is life savings?
Yeah, Cowboys and Browns in the Super Bowl, and then he flip-flops. That's the thing about Skip Bayless. He's a flip-flopper.
Kind of like you, right?
Oh,
hey,
sure.
Jeff, I'll tell you what, after seeing the Giants last night, first half of Monday Night Football, what are the odds the Giants have of winning that division?
Slim to none.
Slim to none, exactly.
Well, you got to remember
at least
this.
At least I'm an honest Giant fan.
At least I'm an honest Bears fan.
You got to remember this, too, though, with the Giants. They don't want to have a year like last year when they started 0-6. And here's the game last night. Eli Manning last night was 18 of 33. He threw for 163 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 2 interceptions. And
Bingo.
Jeff was watching. Yeah, there's your statistic right there.
Bingo.
That offense sucks. And their defense couldn't stop a freaking pass if they wanted to.
Okay, then maybe we should be asking ourselves this question. Who is going to finish last in that division? And you're only given one of two options. Will it be the G-Men or will it be the boys from Dallas?
Cowboys.
Okay, with the Giants
from
third.
Dallas.
With the Giants third.
Mm-hmm.
Matthews.
You know what's amazing? Think about this. Didn't many people expect the Bears and Packers to be competing for tops in the NFC North?
Yeah. So why?
Week 1 is come and gone. Why the Bears and the Packers are both looking up. They are looking sky high to the Lions and the Vikings.
How the hell do the Bears lose to the freaking Bills in Chicago Field?
Defense. The defense ain't what it is. Look, I've said this all along. Offensively, I am a believer that this offense is good enough to take the Bears to the Super Bowl. Football is a game of 3 phases, special teams and defense included. You take a look at defense. The defense is what is convincing me that this team is not quite there when it comes to any hopes of going to the Super Bowl. It just isn't. They don't have any defense.
Isn't Jared Allen on that team?
Yes. What did Jared Allen do? He wasn't really much of a factor on Sunday. Look, I'll be honest. I'm not going to quite give up on the Bears. I think the 49ers are going to win this game. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But if the Bears can beat the 49ers, I'm not giving up on the Bears yet. But if the Bears go into San Francisco and lose, I'm giving up.
I wouldn't.
You gotta beat these teams, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to beat these teams. There's no question about it. And the Bears.
The Bills you were expected to beat. The 49ers, you better beat.
The 49ers, though, they come in there Sunday night with all kinds of confidence. The Bears losing, of course, the heartbreaker to the Bills. On the other side of the ball, how about the Detroit Lions last night? Matthew Stafford, he was 22 of 32, threw for 346 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Quite a big performance last night we saw from Stafford.
He looked good.
I'll tell
Frank,
you what
was your thoughts?
Stafford the Megatron, that's the Motown tune we're going to be hearing quite a bit, I think. I mean, he looked easy. I think Matthew Stafford, what I saw from Matthew Stafford was a lot of confidence. And you got to be questioning what type of confidence this guy is going to gain as the regular season progresses.
Tom Coughlin said last night, he goes, quote, no excuses. We played very poorly. Giants coach Tom Coughlin said, quote, we don't have a lot to be proud of here. Couldn't move the ball, couldn't stop them, turned the ball over, and got into that business again. Got a punt blocked, and I heard, Jeff, you were talking about that in the background. So you name it. It was a nightmare performance. Jeff, if you were the coach of the New York Football Giants, what would you say to your team right now?
Say that again?
If you were coach of the New York Football Giants, what would you say to them right now?
I'd be yelling at the defense and offensive coordinators.
Oh, if you all right, wait. So you would be focusing your attention on both your coordinators, your defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator.
Well, how about the special teams? That blocked punt was a big momentum changer for the Lions last night.
They played crappy in all phases of the ball game, defensively, offensively, and special teams.
Wasn't this the worst? Wasn't this the worst loss for a Giants team in Week 1, going back 50 so years or something?
They've had some bad. I don't know when was the last time they had a bad opening day loss for the Giants.
This was bad. This was bad. Bad with a capital B.
The last time the Detroit Lions won an opener was 1980, 34 years ago. That was the last time they won just an opener.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, how would you like to have been in Detroit yesterday? The Tigers win a big one over the Royals. That game starts 3 hours earlier. And then you go over to Comerica, and then you go from Comerica to Ford Field. I've been there many times. I've been to Detroit quite a few times. And Comerica Park and Ford Field are located across the street. Ford Field is located right over left field of Comerica Park.
They did that in Kansas City when I lived in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's like Kansas City. The difference is, though, you're in downtown. You're in the heart of downtown.
Encyclopedia Man just said this. He goes, Bears fans here in Chicago are the worst, Jeff and Sean. They'll turn on you even before the ball is kicked with the misguided judgment on them.
I want to hear what Encyclopedia Man, what do you specifically mean by they'll turn on you? I explain a little more.
Maybe saying something like they'll become Packer fans in Chicago.
Oh,
okay, hold on one second.
Listen, I'm hoping the Bears win on
Sunday
night.
Hold on one second.
I'm rooting hard for the Bears. I'm not giving
Hold
up.
on
Like
one
I said,
second.
The Bills were a team you're expected to beat.
Hold
The
on
49ers
one
are a team
second.
You better beat. If you want to be a Super Bowl team.
That's it, Frank. Now nobody can hear you because you don't freaking listen. I said hold on one second. Now nobody can hear you, so you can keep talking. I turned your mic off. So just keep talking because nobody can hear you. I said hold on one second. You don't freaking listen. Your mic is shut off. Adrian, I can't believe that you said that in the freaking room. There's been so much happening in the NFL, and a lot of people got to play again. Ray Rice should be on the field playing next week. That is the most disgusting thing I've heard in my life. Hey, let me ask you a question, Adrian. What happens if Ray Rice hit? It was your mother that he hit. Would you want him on the field? Huh? That's the most stupidest thing anybody's ever said. You know what? That's a comment of a 16-year-old who doesn't know any better. Right there, in a nutshell.
Adrian, you need to think before you speak. I looked at that and I was like going, really? Look at what the guy did. Come on, think, buddy.
Adrian, listen, when it comes to various sports opinions, people are going to agree and disagree. You know what? I honestly enjoyed I enjoy the agreements and I enjoyed the disagreements I have with Jeff and with Sean here. Mm-hmm. But I got to tell you, this is different from sports. What has happened with Ray Rice is bigger than sports. It's more important than sports. As a matter of fact, aside from Ray Rice, the NFL has given themselves a black eye. And guys, I do want to comment along those lines about what this means for the league here.
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, not
okay,
right
all right. All right. If supposedly the league had in possession months before this TMZ video and Roger Goodell suspends Rice for only 2 games, I got to tell you, I don't like what Roger Goodell has done to the league in terms of certain rule changes, but this completely, I'll tell you what, I will have lost a lot of respect for Roger Goodell as a person. I mean, how could you allow this to happen? And you know what? One of ESPN's biggest personalities, that's Adam Schefter. He was yesterday describing who this was a failure of, and he was going down the line A, B, C, D, and E here. And he said that this was the biggest failure of among law enforcement above all else. Everybody here failed. There were no winners. There were only losers. And you know what? Say what you want about Ray Rice. He committed a wrongful act. But those people that did not take the appropriate action, they got to be held to a certain degree of accountability.
And you know why they didn't take the appropriate action? Do you know why?
Go ahead. I want to hear you.
Because he's an NFL football player. That's why.
That doesn't make him above anybody else.
But that's why they did. But that's why they didn't look into it any further, because he's an NFL football player. That's why.
Oh, who really cares? You know what? Then guess what? We are really one screwed up society.
You know, before we go to commercial, Adrian, you're missing the point. The man hit a woman. Look what he says. I see that he knocked his fiancée out, which is horrible. But that's not what I'm saying. The thing I'm saying, hold on, is that the NFL let Ray Lewis play again, but they won't let Ray Rice play again. That's exactly my point. The NFL is screwed up in the head. But it doesn't matter. Your comment was still not a good one. Look at what he did.
I want to say this about Adrian. Adrian, if you said that comment on the air.
Frank, hold it. Jeff had something to say. Go ahead.
Adrian, Ray Lewis did not kill anybody. He is not a murderer. He did not kill anybody.
No charges were filed, Adrian.
Exactly right. He did not kill anybody. He did not hurt anybody. He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and his name was thrown out there. Get your facts straight, Adrian.
And Adrian, I want to say this. If you came on and said what you say on the air, whether it's here or on the NFL Network or Fox Sports or ESPN, people would be calling for your head. Seriously.
Yeah.
You would be fired. You would be fired within 1 hour of your show coming to an end.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's wrong. It's wrong to strike a woman, period. And the way he did it in the elevator, okay, with this new... See, the problem is it's double jeopardy. They can't refile the case, which kind of stinks. You know what? We got to run to an update. You're listening to a commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escal, Shawn Mann, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. We'll be right back.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio, the show, man, and the big win, Frank Sprankle, who joins us every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of the show. Now, I want to remind everybody in the chat room, okay, and we were talking about this while we were on break. Adrian, I hope you're still in the house. We love you to death. We love having you here. We here at Sports World Radio, we understand you're only 16 years old and you don't know everything yet like us adults here think we do. So I want everybody in the chat room to just stop and stop bashing Adrian. Okay? That's what I want.
I said.
I think we're just trying to steer. Yeah, go ahead.
Frank, I just said, geez, cripes, everybody. Relax, everybody. Look, this world is too sensitive. Enough. Let's just get back to sports and start talking about different stories. And we know that this is a sensitive issue, but let's put it to rest.
Right.
Let's put it to rest. Let's talk about the good side here. Listen, I would rather talk about I'd rather talk about my Bears losing.
Yeah,
I'd rather dissect that loss than talk about this.
Your Bears suck just as bad as my Giants did.
Well, I'm hoping
What, Frank?
Go ahead.
Frank? No, what, Frank? What were you going to say?
I'm hoping what happened Sunday night in my mind doesn't come to fruition in San Francisco on the part of the Bears. I'm hoping.
Oh, you better freaking hope and pray. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. The next story that we got right now, Jeff and Frank, this was the doubleheader game on ESPN. Yeah. As you all know, the San Diego Chargers ended the preseason against the Cardinals in San Diego. For week 1, they go back to Arizona, and what a game this was. The Cardinals prevailed by a score of 18-17.
What
Jeff,
a game
was
that
happy.
was.
Hey, I forgot. Did Larry Fitzgerald play for the Cardinals?
Yeah,
because I forgot he had played for them in the first half. He did not have one reception in that first half.
He didn't have his first reception until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm thinking, wait, Larry Fitzgerald, he still plays for the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, he didn't have his first reception until the fourth quarter. You know how I know that? I was watching the game.
So was I. I was watching the game, too. There wasn't any touchdowns scored in that game until the second half.
The game was boring, wasn't it?
It was boring. It was like a defensive battle is what it was.
Like I was watching.
Hey, Jeff, can I ask you a question?
It's like I was watching a preseason game. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Is it just me, or every year since ESPN has had the Monday Night Football rights, not every year, but just about every year, that the Chargers have been the second game on that Monday Night Football doubleheader in Week 1?
Yes.
It seems that almost every year the Chargers are traditionally a Week 1 team and that Monday Night doubleheader.
Yes, because they want. Yes. Somehow, some way. Back in their mind, the NFL wants a Super Bowl in San Diego.
Chargers are bribing them.
Yes, and as you all know, that this is also the place, Arizona, where the Super Bowl, like we all know, will be played, and also the Pro Bowl. So it'll be busy come January and February of next year. Phillip Rivers' stats last night, he did very well. He was 21 of 36. He threw for 238 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 1 interception. Carson Palmer was 24 of 37. He passed for 304 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions for the Arizona Cardinals quarterback. This was a game I thought the Chargers had in control. They were up 17-6, and then they just let the Cardinals right back in the game.
I'll tell you what, that was actually a great game last night. Say what you want, Jeff. I understand that it really wasn't the most entertaining game. It was kind of like watching preseason, but I enjoyed it, especially come the second half, because it seemed like it was almost like a shootout at the OK Corral in terms of the exchanging of points. That second half was awesome.
Yeah, that second half was awesome and classic, and for them to come back and win was big, but Jeff, you live in San Diego. A lot of anger the day after?
I don't know. I stayed off the airwaves. I didn't want to hear it as I watched that debacle. You can't get close enough for a freaking field goal, you bunch of jackasses.
Frank, what do you think and expect this year from what you saw from the Chargers? Can they recover from this? Can they overcome this after blowing an 11-point lead?
Oh, sure they can. The only problem is in their division is the Denver Broncos. They have Peyton Manning in their division. So, yeah, of course they can recover from it, but in the end, Denver's going to win that division, hands down. I would hate to play in that division unless I'm a member of the Broncos.
Yeah, well, you have to remember.
That's the only problem there.
You have to remember that the Chargers last year are the team that's you're always counting them out. But for some reason, the Chargers still stay in it. They still battle it out and have a chance to get into the playoffs and become dangerous. Denver even knows. The Broncos know fully well to beware of them in the AFC West. They know that they can easily beat the Chiefs, but sometimes Denver, with Peyton Manning, they can have a little bit of trouble against the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, let me check. I got to find the schedule here of either the Chargers or Broncos. I got to see when these two combatants play. And of course, it's going to be very interesting whenever they. All right, you don't have them playing until midseason. You're going to see the Chargers and the Broncos play each other in Denver, October 23rd. By the way, that will be nationally televised. It is a Thursday night game, and then they play toward the end of the season, December 14th. That will be in San Diego. So you're not going to get you're not going to get a Chargers Broncos matchup that many people are anticipating early on. You're going to get it at weeks later in middle part of the season. So everybody's going to have to wait, and I cannot wait to see what happens. I think the Broncos are obviously going to have a great record. The Chargers, hey, the verdict's still out on them. The Chargers, they actually have to see. Well, okay, I'll say this about the Seahawks next week. At least it's not in Seattle. At least it's not in Seattle.
Well, hey,
yeah,
thank God for small things, huh?
Now, on the other side, you talk about Carson Palmer there, Frank. What did you think of him last night? What do you expect from the Cardinals? Do you think after the big comeback, do we expect to see a lot of noise from the Arizona Cardinals this year?
Well, it's interesting. The Arizona Cardinals did make things interesting in terms of that division toward the end of the season, the NFC West. I still think it's going to be a two-team Western division. Although, understand this, I think the Cardinals, let me ask you, Jeff, the New York Giants, can the Cardinals beat the New York Giants next week?
Where is that game? In New York?
It's at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, that's a big one.
Okay, well, after watching both games last night, watching both teams last night, Arizona should beat the Giants next week.
Okay, Arizona, but then it gets really interesting for Arizona because then they go to then they return home to the U of Phoenix. They play the 49ers, and then they go on the road to play the Broncos. So really, the next 3 weeks, very interesting as far as the Arizona Cardinals. They play against a Giants team that since winning the Super Bowl a couple seasons ago, mediocre. The 49ers, they went to the Super Bowl a little more than a year ago. Many are expecting them, and that's going to be a huge statement game, I think, for the Arizona Cardinals if they have any plans to contend in that division. And then they play Peyton Manning and company in Denver. They got a pretty interesting schedule here.
How effective can Carson Palmer be? Sometimes you think of him as a bust, but can he keep it going for the Cardinals?
I can't make that determination after 1 week. You know what? That's a question, Sean, that you got to ask me after week 3. Don't ask me after week 1, not even week 2. Play these next 2 weeks and then ask me.
All right. Jeff answered this, and he said about the big upset for week 1. Frank, out of all of week 1, what was the big upset for you? What was the one that you were really surprised about after the first week?
Besides my Bears and Bills, because I'm hoping I'm not being a homer here by saying the Bears defeating the Bills, because that definitely has to classify as one of the upsets. I honestly thought that New England was going to go into Miami and beat them. So that's another upset there. I think Miami, they're up and coming, but I still think New England, this is their time. So the fact that New England lost in Miami, I would have to say the Patriots losing to the Dolphins in South Beach was probably outside of the Bears Bills. Yeah.
Everybody's giving me a heck about it. Ha ha. Well, you got to, I'm glad we're talking NFL because you know what? People in Boston, all of New England, I'm sorry for being the homer. Okay, look.
Simpson?
A lot of them, just kidding.
No,
I know you are, Frank. Frank. Okay, let me continue. The second half is what really burned the New England Patriots. When you get outscored 23-0 in the second half, that's what really burned the Patriots. So they need to go back and rebuild. I'm not concerned like you are, but if they were to lose to Minnesota this weekend, then there's maybe a little bit of panic coming from Boston and all of New England saying, hey, we didn't expect this from the Patriots. We got Tom Brady on the team. And look at Encyclopedia Man. He says the Dolphins are the better team.
Well, Frank, you know something? I said the same thing you did. I said the Bills-Chicago game and the Dolphins-Miami and the Dolphins-Patriots game was my two big shocks of the week.
Okay, I'll be honest. From an NFL standpoint, I'm going to have to say it was the Bears and Bills that was the biggest shocker. And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be a Homer Simpson doe here. I am just saying that based on the fact that Chicago has this high-octane offense, what do the Bills have? The Bills are a team that's in question here, except they have a new owner in place. I got to honestly say, my Bears losing to the Bills, biggest upset of the week. Outside of that, I would have to say, Sean, your Patriots losing to the Dolphins.
And Jeff, of course, you had the Raiders against the Jets weekend. You lost a point in that one. Were you they made a game, but were you disgusted that the Raiders lost the game to the Jets? And Frank, what did you think of that game?
I actually thought the Raiders could win that game. And if you look at it, what was it, 19-14?
Yeah, the Raiders lost 19-14 to the Jets.
So that's not bad. Raiders are almost, went across country and beat the Jets.
Well, I think there's a lot of pressure on Rex Ryan this year. I don't think, listen, if the Jets don't start off the season well, let's say after 8 games, they're 2-6, Rex Ryan will be gone, hands down.
Right. No, I agree with you.
They'll be looking for a new head coach. Hey, how about honorable mention to the Titans defeating the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium?
I know. How about that?
That was also an upset right there.
In Arrowhead.
I was fun about that as well. I thought the Chiefs, based on what we saw last year from the Chiefs, first year under Andy Reid, first year under Alex Smith at the quarterback spot, I thought that the Chiefs would not cruise to victory, but they would sneak by and at least pick up the win against the Titans. So that was an upset too.
Right, exactly right. Hey, we're going to run to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com. You need a coffee machine? You need some tea? You need some coffee? Head on over to KeurigCoffeemachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's KeurigCoffeemachines.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the last and final update of the day.
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this 9th of September, 2014, 7:31 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:31 p.m. on the West, 6:31 p.m. Central Time, and 5:31 p.m. Mountain Time. Here we go. NFL games are complete. Last night, the doubleheader done. Lions over the Giants by a score of 35-14. Matthew Stafford had a big game. He went 22 of 32. He threw for 346 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Eli Manning had a bit of a rough night. He was 18 of 33. He threw for 163 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 2 interceptions in the loss, which drops the Giants to 0-1. The other game last night, the late one, the Chargers and the Cardinals. The Chargers had a big 17-6 lead. They blow the game and lose 18-17. For the winning quarterback, Carson Palmer, he was 24 of 37 for 304 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Phillip Rivers was 21 of 36 for the losing Chargers. He threw for 236 yards, 1 TD pass, and 1 interception. So this concludes Week 1. Week 2 of the NFL starts on Thursday night. In Major League Baseball, here are the games that we have going on. We're going to start in the American League. Bottom of the second inning in Cleveland, the Indians and Twins are tied at 0. In the Bronx at Yankee Stadium in New York City, the Tampa Bay Rays lead the Yankees by a score of 1-0 on a James Loney solo shot. The Cubs have a 1-0 lead in interleague play against the Toronto Blue Jays. Big matchup in the American League Central has the Tigers over the Royals right now, 1-0. In Fenway Park in Boston, the Baltimore Orioles are very close to getting that American League East division wrapped up. They lead 2-0 at the Fens. Other games that we got going on, the Angels taking on the Rangers, Athletics at White Sox, and the late game tonight, it'll be the Astros taking on the Mariners. In the National League, the Nationals up 4-0 over the Braves in a big matchup in the National League East, because Atlanta is 1 game behind Pittsburgh for the second wild card, and they are 6.5 out in the National League East behind the Nationals. Phillies lead the Pirates 1-0 on a single. 2-0 Reds over the Cardinals. Rockies and the Mets are scoreless. Marlins at the Brewers. Padres at the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks taking on the Giants. That's your update for Sports World Radio. We'll be right back after this commercial. This update was brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Chloe is 9 months old.
She is the greatest thing ever.
One little smile, one little laugh. Anybody? We would do anything for her. My name is Kim Bryant, and my husband and I made a will on LegalZoom.
It was really easy to do.
We created LegalZoom to help you take care of the ones you love. Go to LegalZoom.com today and complete your will in minutes. At LegalZoom.com, we put the law on your side.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Sports World Radio. It's 37 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday, the 9th of September, 2014, 7:37 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:30 p.m. on the West. And for you people who live in the Central, please figure it out for yourself. You got me there. Frank Sprankle, good to see you there. Good to see our good friend, our good buddy Frank Sprankle here, the big wind himself. Hey, Frank, I got to ask you, on break, we're talking about a situation in the NFL coming out of Dallas. Yesterday, a big story developed after the loss against San Francisco.
Yes.
Jerry Jones already in trouble in Big D. If you were in Big D, what would you think if you were a Cowboys fan? Wow.
I'd be thinking the same thing that I'd be thinking about 5 years ago. We have absolutely no direction. Seriously. There is absolutely no direction with the Cowboys. So my thoughts as a Cowboy fan, if I were one, thank God I'm not, what direction do we have towards success? Go ahead.
If you look at it, Frank, look at what happened to Tony Romo. You saw how frustrated he was. 1 touchdown pass, 3 interceptions. There were more 49er fans at the game. There were Cowboy fans after the loss that sat in their seats just down in the dumps saying, we're supposed to be America's team here.
America's team? You guys are America's joke. You guys are America's chokers. Case in point, Week 17, the last few years. And at this rate, the Cowboys will bow out of any postseason opportunity in Washington, where they lost a couple years ago on December 28th. I'm just saying, they played the Redskins that final week of the season. Sean, they can lose then, and the Redskins go to the playoffs.
Yeah, and then it could be another 8-8 disappointment. And then you have to realize this, too, that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman said the man, not just Jerry Jones, is facing a lot of pressure as the owner, president, and general manager.
Aikman should know that.
But the man who's facing a lot of pressure, the Dallas Cowboys, and his job security isn't the best, is Jason Garrett. There is a very big chance that Jason Garrett could be fired after this year. You're talking about Rex Ryan, right? Suppose Dallas gets off to a really bad start and they go like 2-6 or they go to 0-6. Then you know a change will be coming, and Jerry Jones will not put up with that.
Can I give you just one word? So? Yeah, all right. And reason I'm being serious here. So what? You fire Jason Garrett some point midway during the season, and who are you going to get? Really? Who are you going to get on an interim basis? 2015, you're going to hire a mediocre coach? Or are you going to hire a coordinator and somebody that's not a proven winner?
Well, you know exactly.
So what?
Frank, you know exactly, and Jeff, you know exactly where we're going to get at. This game against the 49ers is proof right there in a nutshell that Jim Harbaugh, if he decides to leave, whatever the outcome is, will go to Big D after Jason Garrett gets let go and become the new coach of the Dallas Cowboys in 2020.
Don't do it.
Exactly
Don't
right.
do it.
That's exactly what will happen. Then Adrian Peterson will leave, and he'll go to Dallas. You watch what happens next year. That very well could be a different Cowboy team by the time next year. Because
go ahead. Yeah.
Because they think that, look, Cowboy fans are disgusted. They're angry. They've been on radio stations saying, look, this is unacceptable. We're America's team.
Yeah.
We haven't won a Super Bowl since January of 1996. Frank and Jeff, we know that this is going to get blown out of proportion throughout all of this season.
Okay, first of all, if I'm Jim Harbaugh, I would never consider leaving to come to Dallas because, listen, do you really want Jerry Jones breathing down your neck? Really, that's the point, dude. Quite honestly, the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to say this. The Dallas Cowboys coaching job is the worst. I don't care if it's Jason Garrett or X, Y, and Z. The Dallas Cowboys coaching job is arguably the worst coaching job in all of the NFL out of all 32 teams.
Yeah.
Because of Jerry Jones.
Exactly right. And that's why they can't get no name coach to go there.
I mean, I would rather coach the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Dallas Cowboys.
Or here's the thing, Jeff or Frank. Suppose Jones came up and said, hey, gentlemen, how would you like to work with me and become like assistant general managers with me and work with the Cowboys? I would never want to accept that because you know deep down Jerry Jones will be on your neck if you're not helping out and pitching in to improve the team year after year.
I wouldn't be taking the head coaching job. Seriously. I don't care if he offers me the most money of any potential head coach in the National Football League. I do not want to work for Jerry Jones on the account that Jones relinquishes certain responsibilities. He can own the team. Hey, perfectly fine. You can own the team all you want. But I want the assurance that there's going to be a new general manager in place.
Encyclopedia Man says this. They had so many opportunities on Sunday to come back, Sean, and they squandered it like they always do. Not only that,
that's true,
Man.
Josh.
Yeah, not only that, Encyclopedia Man. I came home from work on Sunday, 28-3 49ers, and I heard booing from Cowboy fans because they're disgusted. They're saying, we're tired of this. Turn this team around and get back to the winning ways like we had in the 1990s. But, Jeff, like you've always pointed out, since 97, the Cowboys are 146 and 143. That's just how bad it is. That's just how bad. Well, remember, They had lost 6 straight postseason games before they finally beat Philadelphia in January of 2010. Then they lost and got thumped against Minnesota, 1-7 in the last 8 playoff games. That's just how bad it has been in Dallas, Texas.
And you think
it has been.
And you really think a name coach is going to go and have to deal with that? Get the hell out of here.
And if Harbaugh does this, it's dumb. It's a bad move because you realize Jerry Jones could say, all right, Jim Harbaugh, I'm giving you maybe a few years or something. Get this team to the Super Bowl so I can shock the odds.
Okay, guys, you want to know the Cowboys' playoff record ever since the Super Bowl season of 1995? Does everyone want to take a guess here?
1-6.
Kind of close, 2-7.
Yep.
2-7 losses.
Actually, yeah, 2-7
since the Super Bowl season of 1995. Their last Super Bowl season, they have won only 2 playoff games, but have lost 7.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2-7. Thanks, Frank. I was close. I thought it was 1-7, but it's actually.
Well, you guys are close. Listen, you guys are in the ballpark. It's not like you guys said the Cowboys are 6-1.
Because before that, the last Dallas win before they beat Philadelphia was back in January of 1997. They thumped the Minnesota Vikings, and then ever since then, it's just gone downhill from there.
They lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and I remember watching this game immensely, that Saturday afternoon playoff game in which Jake Plummer was the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. And back then, the Cardinals had absolutely no identity.
Yeah, Jeff, you remember that when the Cardinals beat Dallas. That was 20-7. Yep. The Cardinals won that.
That was a Saturday afternoon at Old Texas Stadium.
Way to go, Tony Romo.
That was when Troy Aikman was
David, yeah, where have you been? Yeah, that's not Tony Romo.
Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith.
How many wins does Tony Romo have as a Dallas Cowboy playoff quarterback in the playoffs?
He's won 1 playoff game, and that was against Philadelphia.
Like I said, way to go, Tony Romo.
And who's the man who's getting blamed for it? Jerry Jones, because look at all the quarterbacks that he has before we go to the last break. He's got quarterbacks in their mid-30s. He needs to start looking at another quarterback. Now, like you said, Jeff, if he had Andy Dalton or got Johnny Manziel, maybe you're looking at a different Cowboy and a different.
Oh goodness! So you're gonna have America's Jokers, America's Chokers with America's Doofus all in one? Oh man, that would be great. Hey, you know what? I would be thankful I'm not a Cowboy fan. Oh, by the way, when we come back from break, I want to tell you what real Dallas Cowboy fans need to do out of frustration.
And on that note, we're going to run to our final commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escott, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprinkle on
Sports World Radio, ladies and gentlemen.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Showman, and Frank Sprankle with us, like he is each and every Monday through Tuesday. Every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of our show. All right, Sean, what do you got? It's the last segment of the show for today. What do you got?
All right, we got two really quick ones. Frank, you were saying, what should Dallas Cowboy fans do since they're called America's team? You had an opinion about that, correct?
Yeah, how about on game day you go to AT&T Stadium and just picket for hours before, during, and after the game in a Fire Jerry Jones march? You had the Fire Mad Millen marches in Detroit. Why not follow suit? Because if not, then obviously the Dallas Cowboy fans are probably then the worst in the NFL if they're not going to do that.
Yeah, Jeff and Frank, when we think about this situation, we look at the fact that the Cowboy fans, it's just gone so downhill since their days in the 90s about how they dominated. And ever since Jerry Jones came in, 3 Super Bowls, what would have happened? I know how you are about ifs, Jeff.
I love what ifs. I love what ifs, by the way, Sean.
Okay, what if this was possible that Tom Landry would not have been fired? Suppose he could have coached a couple more years. What do you think the outcome would have been instead of having Jimmy Johnson? Because I've had to bring up stories from the Encyclopedia Man about Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones relationship not always being the best.
Can I get on this?
Hold on a second, Frank.
Go ahead.
Hold on a second, Frank. Frank, hold on a second, Frank. Hold on a second, Frank. What if? I'll give you a what if. What if my mother had my balls? I would have never been born.
What?
About
I
Tom
love what
Landry?
ifs. Dude, what ifs are on my alley.
But what
I
about
love
Tom
discussing
Landry?
alternate scenarios. Okay, if Tom Landry Tom Landry coached in 3 different decades. If he had been allowed to have coached early on into his 4th decade, which would have been the 1990s, I don't think it would have made any difference. As a matter of fact, I got to applaud Jerry Jones for this. It wasn't handled the right way, but there was a need for a coaching change because Tom Landry, you will always know him as truly the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. However, the game at that point passed him by. Player salaries were escalating. The culture of the player ego was changing. I honestly think that was the right move on the part of Jerry Jones. To answer the question, I don't think it would have made much difference. I think in the end, Jimmy Johnson was the right guy for that job because Jimmy Johnson breed discipline. The only problem is these two guys couldn't get along.
That's right, they couldn't. And Jimmy Johnson was there from 1989 to 1994. Jeff, your thoughts about what it would have been like had Tom Landry not been let go by Jerry Jones?
I don't know because it didn't happen, and I can't speculate because I don't know what would have happened. But the way he fired Landry was the wrong way.
Okay, but let me ask you this: should he been fired? When should he have been fired?
1960 to 1988. That was how long Tom Landry was there as head coach. And I can tell you, Frank, there have been a lot of Cowboy fans that are still, to this day, angry about that.
I don't know why. They won 3 Super Bowls in the 90s.
Look, I know 3 Super Bowls,
well, the way
Tom
they fired
Landry
him
meant a lot to them. They won 2 in the 70s.
They fired him like he was a piece of garbage.
That's Jerry Jones. Hey, I would have fired him, but I would have not done it that way.
All right. Look at this in this perspective. You had Tom Landry, who was head coach from 60 to 88. You had Jimmy Johnson there from 1989 to 1994. Barry Switzer came in and was there from 95 to 97. Barry Switzer won the Super Bowl in 1995.
Sean, we could have won the Super Bowl. We could have won it.
Then you had Chan Gailey, who came in after that. Dave Campo. Bill Parcells is what kind of turned them around, and then they finally made, and then Wade Phillips. And, of course, Jerry Jones was really upset when they lost to the Giants in the NFC Divisional Playoff game.
You know what I just heard from you?
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. You sound like a Cowboy fan making excuses.
Sean, as far as Barry Switzer is concerned, we could have coached that Cowboy team and won that Super Bowl. Seriously.
You sound like a Cowboy fan making excuses. You know what I think about excuses? They're like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Was Barry Switzer a good NFL head coach? He was a great college
that.
coach. Great college coach, not
With
quite a good
Oklahoma.
NFL head coach. Here, look at what he had in place. Barry Switzer did not have to build these guys up like Jimmy Johnson.
It's ridiculous. Jerry Jones did it to himself. Now he's got to try and get it out by himself, and he ain't going to do it.
Well, look
He's
at
got
the way
nobody
it
to
happened when
blame
they
but
scored
himself.
a touchdown. It was 28-10. You saw Jones clap, but you didn't see any enthusiasm.
He's
out
got
of him.
nobody to blame but himself because he thinks freaking Tony Romo
So what do
is
you
the
guys
future
think
of the
about
team.
my protest marches idea around AT&T Stadium?
I could care less.
I don't find it to be that bad.
Well,
Now
maybe they should be doing it 7 days a week, not just on game day. I think they should be doing it 7 days a week.
Now, to finish off one final topic that I also have another story. This is one I came up with. Jeff, Frank, Derek Jeter was honored on Sunday as he is very, very close to having an end to a sensational career. With 19 days left for baseball season to come to an end and the Yankees probably not going to make the playoffs, how are you going to remember Derek Jeter? Frank, Jeff?
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm going to remember him for that one catch in which he went 3 rows. Remember the catch in which in old Yankee Stadium he went 3 rows in the stands down the left field line?
In 01 against Oakland.
01. That was 01. But I'm going to remember him for 2001 because I'm going to remember him for Mr. November because of what happened with the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, pushing the entire sports landscape back with the World Series going into November. I'm definitely going to remember the clutch homers from Derek Jeter in 2001. So when it comes to Derek Jeter, 2001, that's it.
Okay, he's probably the last player we'll get to see play for one team in his whole career.
Like Tony Gwynn in San Diego.
And like Cal Ripken Jr. in Baltimore.
There was a lot of emotion on Sunday as they honored the captain, Derek Jeter, with other former greats. Like Michael Jordan was there. There was
that
a
was
lot
great.
of other.
Yeah,
I saw the
deal.
ceremony live. I saw it live.
Big deal. I don't know why they're doing it now. It's not their last game of the year.
You know, that's a good point. I was thinking about that. Why aren't they waiting till the final game? Bad move on the part of the Yankees. Bad PR move.
Exactly right. And you know what?
Because they ended against Boston that last weekend.
So what?
And I think the Yankees
so what? Who cares?
Because they're going to honor him the last game of the season at Fenway Park, and everybody,
Who
Red Sox fans
cares?
have even called him classy.
But it's
and
not
stuff,
the
too, as
last
they say
game,
goodbye to him.
Sean. But it's not the last game at Yankee Stadium.
That's the point that Jeff's trying to make, and I'm
Yeah, I
on
heard
Jeff's
you.
side with this one. I'm on Jeff's side with
Not
this
the
one.
last game. It's last game at Yankee Stadium. That's when he should be getting honored.
Bingo. Thank you, Jeff.
Unstinking believable. And hey, you know what? On that note, we're getting the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. We had a lot of fun for the last 2 hours. I'm glad everybody else did too. Remember, we do this show each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
Figure it out for yourself.
That would be 5 o'clock.
ooh,
I
beat you
got
that
you.
time. Hey, thank you again. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Adios.
Bye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.